And you can tell by the fact that there were not too many people applauding during the speech that the speech had a lot of intellectual rigor and people were trying to keep pace with it. Thank you very much, Professor Segai. Right next up is yet another professor and also not a stranger to the platform. And that will be Professor Pat Utomi. Professor Pat Utomi will be speaking on the subject restructuring as a path to overcoming the lottery effect and the tragedy of the commons. His academic background covers a range of subjects from policy, economics, business administration, and political science to mass communication. He's a known multitasker. He has reached the top in several different endeavors, becoming one of Nigeria's top managers in manufacturing before his 33rd birthday, reaching a presidential advisory position at 27, earning 2 masters and a PhD at 26, the professorship and global acknowledgement as a leading scholar in business, political economy, and media studies in his 40s. As a business angel, he has helped establish many companies such as Linkserve, Nigeria's first ISP, SocketsWork, a pioneer e-government systems developer in Nigeria, and the Business Day, which is Nigeria's first daily business newspaper. He is a leader in the civil service community. He is the founder of the Center for Values in Leadership, the Widow Support Center, and the Concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as we receive Professor Pat Utomi.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by expressing my appreciation to Pastor Boju and his team for the remarkable job of putting this together. And to say that such a good job was done of making sure that everything I had to say has been said. So I think I can say thank you very much and go home. But I'm sure some people will be disappointed. So let me say a few things. Before I go into my formal presentation, let me kind of provide a summary insight into my thesis. I want to say first and foremost that my intention today is to delve into 3 disciplines that I like very much: history, political science, and structural economics, to show that in many ways the conversation about restructuring in Nigeria is an amusing one. Amusing in the sense that many of the people are saying very different things with great passion, but actually are hoping for the same outcome. I'm going to try and make the point also that restructuring of its own is not going to get us the good governance that we are all desperately hoping for. At best, it is a necessary but not a sufficient condition for what we desire to see. And third, I'd like to make the point that the problem with claiming the promise of Nigeria is significantly a problem of leadership failure. And this point has been done consistently by all the speakers today. It's been made by all the speakers today. Segun Adeniyi was brilliant in making that point. Segun Odegbami was outstanding in the Mandela example. The challenge with Nigeria is the failure of leadership. And I think also that it's important in getting this going to say that there is no question amongst Nigerians that there is a challenge, there's a problem. I thought as I was leaving to just reach into my study and grab a couple of books. I like to have books around, so I grab any I can And I just saw this title. It's by a Catholic priest, actually, from the Warri Diocese. The title of the book is Why Nigeria is Not Working, the Predicament and the Promise. I thought it was important to note that there is a consensus on the fact that Nigeria is not working, but Nigeria can work and should work. And the essence of my presentation is to essentially point to some of these issues. I want to begin by essentially, I'm not sure what direction to point this to now. Oh, I think it's to there. You know, I'm making the point that if you look at how many Nigerians today are talking about restructuring, you know, it seems like a life or death matter, or as we used to say when we were kids, a life and death matter. But when you look at the emotions that are expressed and you can detach yourself and watch it, you'll probably see that there's no better presentation on Broadway or in Nollywood or perhaps the West End in London than Nigerians discussing this matter. I say this with a great sense of, if you will, caution to myself, because I saw two statesmen, outstanding statesmen of repute and longevity, if you will, discussing this matter, one from Kano, another from Ibadan, and they were so passionate, and in the end I was trying to figure out what they were saying. They were both saying exactly the same thing. And I thought, why are they quarreling over saying the same thing? But this is the nature of the subject. And in some ways, it kind of reminded me of a famous B.C. Ogumbadejo cartoon from back in the 80s. You know, in those days, there was a scarcity of rice in Nigeria. And people were desperate to get rice. The Minister of Transport became rice importation minister. And so there was a gathering to demonstrate about this matter of rice. And somebody said, we must rise now. And somebody said, did you say rice? Rice! Rice! So really, as we go through this, we need to get a sense of humor about it. I mean, let's just take a little look at this drama we're going down the path of. Let's watch the drama. We have a Tower of Babel that seems to be unfolding. And my friend Ehosa Osage has made a good point of showing how it is unfolding. You got people who are angry because they feel that they are being shortchanged in the Nigeria project. You have people who have been blessed by the rent economy who think that they're going to lose something that they were getting. You have those who have profited from the other and think, look, it's our turn now to abuse and take advantage of things, and some people are trying to prevent us from abusing as they abused. You have people who are vigorous, really vigorous, but not rigorous in the conversation. You have this whole array of positions on this matter. But the truth that I find is that part of the problem, again, I'm challenged because everybody has said a bit of what I wanted to say. Professor Osage made the point about the nature of how the Nigerian Federation emerged. I don't completely agree with him on the fact that there were no natural constituent units. Indeed, significantly, the problem of Nigeria and talking devolution, and he was so right, is the fact that Nigerian states grew by what I prefer to call fission, which he calls disaggregation, rather than the traditional way most federations have grown, which is by accretion. Indeed, part of the challenge I have with people who want to fracture Nigeria is that my dream is that if a Nigeria performed up to speed as it should perform, what would happen is that one day the people of Benin Republic will vote to become part of the Nigerian Federation.